Good afternoon and welcome to the commentary coverage of Aston Villa against West Ham United in the Premier League. Today I'm your alternative host Russ running alongside me commentator for this game today, Chris Coughlin. We'll get across to him in a second. But earlier today, in some of the matches which have been played up and down the country tonight, in the Premier League, Norwich City 1, Leeds United 2, Leeds United getting their second win over the campaign thanks to second half goals from Rafinha and Rodrigo either side of it. Andrew Omabamidele header from a Norwich City corner. In the Scottish Premiership, Motherwell lost 6-1 to Rangers. Tavernier Sakala with an hat-trick. Kamara and Kamal Roof for Stephen Gerrard's men. Mugabe with the goal for Motherwell. O'Donnell saw red in the 67th minute. In the Women's FA Cup semi-final, Manchester City lost by 3-0 to Chelsea thanks to goals from Cuthbert, Rapallos and Beth. England later, in about half an hour's time or so, Arsenal take on Brighton in the other Women's FA Cup. We'll keep you updated during half-time and full-time of how that game is going today. Very good evening to Mike Orneman as well. Hopefully you're doing okay, Mike. Thank you very much for tuning in. And let's say very good afternoon, evening, or morning, depending where you're listening to it from, to your man. Bringing you the game today is Chris Coughlin. And first of all, Chris, good afternoon to you, my friend. And what is the team news for both Aston Villa and West Ham United?
Well, good afternoon, Russ. For Aston Villa, there's 4 changes from the defeat to Arsenal. Courtney Howes, Marvelous Nakamba, Jacob Ramsey and Leon Bailey all come in. They replace Axel Twanzebe, Tyrone Mings, the Aston Villa captain, Douglas Luiz and Danny Ings, who all drop out. Danny Ings isn't even in the squad today. So the Aston Villa team in full is Emi Martinez in goal. Back 4 of Matty Cash, Courtney Howes, Edry Concert and Matt Targett. Midfield 3 of John McGinn, who takes the captain's armbands today, Marvelous Nakamba and Jacob Ramsey, with a front 3 of Emi Buendia, Ollie Watkins and Leon Bailey. The subs for Aston Villa, Jed Steer, Tyrone Mings, Axel Twanzebe, Ashley Young, Carney Chukwemeka, Aaron Ramsey, Anwar El Ghazi, Cameron Archer and Keenan Davis. Meanwhile, for West Ham, it's an unchanged lineup from David Moyes from the win over Tottenham last week. So it remains Lucas Fabianski in goal. Ben Johnson remains at right back, even though Vladimir Sofal is on the bench for the Hammers after injury. Then it's Kurt Zuma, Angelo Ogbonna, Aaron Cresswell to complete the back 4. Declan Rice, the captain, and Thomas Souček in holding midfield, with Jared Bowen, Pablo Fornals, and Said Benrahma all behind West Ham's top scorer, Mikhail Antonio. On the bench for West Ham, Alphonse Areola, Craig Dawson, Arthur Masuaku, Mark Noble, Manuel Lanzini, Andrei Yarmolenko, Nikola Vlasic, Vladimir Sufal, and Issa Diop.
Yes, so there is your 2 lineups. Chris will run you through them again just as the players emerge very, very shortly. We'll be keeping you up to date with. I'll keep you up to date at half time and full time of this game of the match in the Carabao, in the other women's FA Cup game. Come in a,
Do you want to come down and see him or not?
in a moment, we'll bring you the updates of the women's FA Cup clash during half time and full time. Today we'll keep you up to date across. Now, I want to see who gets to face Man City. Not Man City, Chelsea in the final. Will it be Arsenal or will it be Brighton? We'll bring you that very, very soon. Updates at half time and full time of this one today. So, some good matches late coming up this afternoon. A good match coming up this afternoon. And a question here to you, Chris. And when you look at both sides, obviously West Ham in really good form at this moment in time, whereas Aston Villa a mixed bag in the last 5 matches, 2 wins and 3 defeats, 3 straight defeats for Aston Villa. Looking at the other West Ham, 2 defeats and 3 wins, but it's been a loss, win, loss, and then 2 wins on the bounce for the Hammers, so they're going into it in better form than Aston Villa. And I'm just looking at the table here from Premier League in 2021, and West Ham are 4th, played 31 matches, 18 wins, 5 draws, 8 defeats, 59 points at this moment in time, 2 points behind Manchester United. But Chris, when you look at the form of both West Ham and Aston Villa, you would have to say that West Ham are slight favourites in this one, mate.
Absolutely. I think West Ham are relatively riding the crest of a wave, to be honest with you, at the moment, Russ. I think they're a side in form, players all over the pitch performing very, very well. We heard David Moyes in the last week or so, just before the Tottenham game, define Declan Rice as what would have been a £100 million bargain, which is no longer the case. Rather, he said it himself. He said that chance has gone for any clubs interested in Declan Rice, and there surely will be many. He is a fine, fine midfielder, still only 22 years of age. And for West Ham, just all over the pitch, I think in Europe as well, they haven't conceded a goal yet. It just shows in a squad that doesn't have the greatest depth. I think it's fair to say David Moyes is doing a fantastic job of keeping a lot of players happy, keeping the rotation such that he has fresh bodies. And for Aston Villa, it has to be said that they spent a lot of money in the last few years after being promoted, and it's been a very poor return from them so far. Jack Grealish, of course, going to Manchester City, then getting £100 million from that. The likes of Emi Buendia have come in. He hasn't really hit the ground running. Leon Bailey's been disrupted with injuries so far. And Danny Ings as well. How does it work? Having him in a 2 with Ollie Watkins, has it worked for them? Ollie Watkins only got 1 goal this season. He was fantastic last year. So Aston Villa, they're still almost figuring out what to do at the moment. And it will be interesting to see how this one pans out, because West Ham, on so many occasions before, have been favourites going into games, and it's how they see it through, because they will be targeting European football at the very least this season.
Yes, West Ham will be looking at European football once again. They've got it this season playing in the Europa League. They'll be looking to try and maybe get that again, or maybe push on and try and get Champions League football this time around. Just a little bit of break away from this game for a moment, Chris, and I'm sure yourself, Mike, who's in the chat, and everyone who listens to the commentary hub would like to pass on their thoughts to Kieran Dyer, who needs a liver transplant. It was confirmed today by Ipswich Town. And we will also, I think everyone else, and you included, Chris, will send our best wishes to Sergio Aguero, who was taken to hospital with a chest injury yesterday. It was chest pain he had yesterday, did Sergio Aguero, during the match, which they drew 1-1 yesterday, Barcelona, in the first match since Ronald Koeman's second. So everyone would like to pass on our best wishes to Sergio Aguero and also Kieran Dyer after the news broke in the last couple of days, yesterday and today. So sad to hear that. Obviously, the teams are just about to get ready to emerge from the tunnel at Villa Park. But before I do that, Paul has just messaged in here, best wishes to Kieran and Sergio, and he says he hopes both recover very soon. And Paul is listening all the way from Canada, so good morning to you, Paul, for your morning treat of Premier League football here on Halloween. Leeds gave their fans a treat. Which one of these teams will give their fans a treat? Will it be Aston Villa or will it be West Ham United? To find out who's going to give each other a treat in this game, let's send across now to your match commentator. It's Chris Coughlin.
Thank you very much, Russ. West Ham, the first of the 2 teams to emerge at Villa Park. Of course, we're still in the age of teams entering the field of play separately. Such are the COVID restrictions at Premier League football clubs at the moment. The league have said that they will relax restrictions once vaccination in players reaches 85%. And Aston Villa emerging now, taking the adulation of the Villa Park crowd. It's been a far from ideal start to the season for Aston Villa, a club with lofty ambitions, of course. European Cup winners way back in 1982. The class of 2021 looking to make their own mark in the Premier League this season. West Ham, a very settled group, it has to be said, of course, unchanged from the win against Tottenham, and they've done very well managing their European expectations alongside their league form as well. And we'll just take you through the teams again for Dean Smith's Aston Villa. It is Emi Martinez in goal. He had looked in doubt this week after he flew back to Argentina to see his father, but he is of course available for the match today. It's a back four for Aston Villa with Tyrone Mings, the captain, and Axel Tuanzebe dropping out. Courtney Howes comes into the back line. In midfield, Marvellous Nakamba and Jacob Ramsey come in. Jacob Ramsey, of course, scored a brilliant goal in the defeat to Arsenal. John McGinn takes the captain's armband. And up front, Leon Bailey comes in for his first Premier League start alongside Ollie Watkins and Emiliano Buendia. Danny Ings is not in the squad at all today for Aston Villa, who have academy products Aaron Ramsey, Carney Chukwuemeka, and Cameron Archer all on the bench. Meanwhile, for David Moyes, it's an unchanged lineup for West Ham from the win over Tottenham. That means Lucas Fabianski keeps his 100% record so far this season. He's played in every game so far. The poll settled back line as well with Kurt Zuma and Angelo Bonner forming a formidable partnership at the back. Declan Rice, the new captain for West Ham, and Mark Noble mostly on the bench these days. Thomas Soucek alongside him. And then Jared Bowen, Said Benrahma, and Pablo Fornals all behind West Ham's top scorer. That is Michail Antonio. Vladimir Sufal has returned to the bench for the Hammers, which is a welcome sight. The Czech Republic international has been in fine form since joining from Sparta Prague last season. Before we get underway, of course, the players just arriving in the centre circle to pay their respects to all those that have fallen in battle for their country. With Remembrance Sunday coming up, every Premier League game over the next few weeks for the home teams, of course, be having a minute's silence to remember those that have fallen in battle. The referee blows his whistle at the end of the minute's silence. We will remember them. Just a reminder, we are 40 seconds or so behind on the commentary hub, so if you want to line up your television viewing to be in line with the commentary, feel free to do so. As all the players take the knee in the ongoing battle against racism in all walks of life, discrimination simply will not win. And we're underway here at Villa Park. Villa shooting from left to right in the first half. Wearing claret and blue with white shorts. West Ham in their change strip of dark blue / black. Shooting from right to left. It's an early throw in for West Ham down in their left-hand side. Aaron Cresswell to take. He's been in fine form once again, the left back. Set up the winning goal for Michail Antonio against Tottenham last weekend from a corner. And here's Leon Bailey. First Premier League start for the Jamaican international. exciting winger signed from Bayer Leverkusen. Has struggled with injuries so far, but his most significant contribution was off the bench for Aston Villa, of course, in the 3-0 win against Everton. Got a goal and an assist in that 21-minute cameo. Antonio coming deep to pick up his first touch of the game. Back to Cresswell and all the way back to Lucas Fabianski, the recently retired Polish international, giving him more of an opportunity to focus on playing time with the Hammers. 36 now, Lucas Fabianski's been a fantastic servant, but West Ham up the other end now with Jared Bowen cutting in from the right-hand side over to Said Benrahma. On his right foot, Benrahma will go for goal, but it's sailed wide of the far post with the first opportunity of the game for West Ham. Said Benrahma, who's started every league game so far for the Hammers this season. Joined initially on loan from Brentford last year, was made permanent in January of last season as we see Tyrone Mings on the bench. A surprise omission for Aston Villa. Courtney Hawes coming in for the England international, Mings. Of course, with him being the captain as well, how often do you see that call being made? It's a bold one from Dean Smith to leave out Tyrone Mings, but clearly one that he felt justified with after 3 defeats in a row. In fact, they haven't tasted victory since the win at Old Trafford, remarkably, in the 89th minute, in which Hawes did score the late winner before Bruno Fernandes went on to miss a penalty for Manchester United. And the last win at Villa Park was that 3-0 win against Everton, where they scored 3 goals in a matter of minutes. West Ham, domestically and abroad this season, it's been a fantastic start for them. It was a fantastic season last year under David Moyes, finishing 6th and getting automatic qualification into the group stage of the Europa League. Of course, some West Ham fans may feel they should have finished higher than that, to be honest. They were in a great position towards the end of the campaign, but a run of defeats towards the end just derailed their chances of a top 4 finish. Most notably, you think of the 1-0 defeat against Everton at the London Stadium. Cresswell down the line looking for Benrahma. Fornals picks it up. Conce has done very well to get in between Fornals and the ball, and he has drawn a foul from the Spanish international. Fornals can't quite believe it, but little high five with Ezri Conce there. Thumbs up to Benrahma as well. So interchangeable, that West Ham 3 behind Michail Antonio. More often than not, you see Benrahma coming out to the left-hand side. Fornals going inwards. Jared Bowen tends to stick to the right-hand side, but he's so effective in so many areas, Jared Bowen. Linked with Liverpool, of course, in the summer. As Emi Martinez looks to get play underway with this goal kick and launches it long down the right-hand channel. It goes straight out of play, and it'll be another throw-in for West Ham. Cresswell to take back to Angelo Ogbonna, another player that started every league game for West Ham so far this season. Ever-present Ogbonna. Kurt Zouma. Back to Ogbonna, quickly into Souček in midfield and turns and looks for options here. Thomas Souček takes it along to the left-hand side and gives it off to Aaron Cresswell. Cresswell back to Declan Rice. Rice assessing his options, gives it to Kurt Zouma. Out to Ben Johnson. Started the last 4 games, the young right-back. Done very well in Soufal's absence. Declan Rice again. Back to Zouma. Ogbonna. Takes a few touches, decides what to do with it, gives it back to Zouma again. Steady start so far from West Ham, and Zouma looking forward to Michail Antonio, who managed to wrestle the ball away from Courtney Howes, but fell over as it fell through to Emi Martinez. He gets play back underway, giving it to Courtney Howes on the left-hand side. Forward looking for Leon Bailey, who did get there ahead of Johnson, but just ran away from him, and Ogbonna sweeps up, giving it back to Fabianski. Reloads the play back to Angelo Ogbonna. The Italian international and his French teammate Kurt Zouma seeing plenty of the ball in these early stages, passing it between themselves. Ogbonna now to Aaron Cresswell. Fornals got himself out of a hole there. Gives it to Antonio. This is where West Ham can be dangerous. Antonio, great tracking back by Marvellous Nakamba. And Matty Cash will tidy up, give it back to Emi Martinez. And he looks long for Buendia, but he can't get there ahead of Cresswell. Rice now back to Aaron Cresswell. West Ham starting to take a little bit of authority in these early stages. Declan Rice. I remember a couple of weeks ago when they played against Everton at Goodison Park, and it was an incredibly dominant start from West Ham that day. 80-odd% possession in the early stages. Cash's header just goes out of play, and Benrahma takes the throw in quickly to Cresswell. Now Declan Rice. Cross to Kurt Zuma. Zuma back to Ogbonna. Rice picking it up by the halfway line. Skips past Emi Buendia. Still going Declan Rice. The space is opened up for Ben Johnson, and he finds the right back. Takes a touch, looks to take on Matt Targett. Ben Johnson cuts inside and goes for goal! What a goal from Ben Johnson! It's a great strike with his left foot. And the young right back who's made such an impression in recent weeks puts West Ham in front at Villa Park. He's surrounded by his teammates, and rightly so. It's a brilliant strike from the young fullback. And it's Aston Villa 0, West Ham 1. Looked like he was going to go on the outside of Matt Targett, but he cut inside. It's a brilliant low strike by Ben Johnson past Emi Martinez. Declan Rice found the fullback in space, and he cut inside, and it's a really good strike past Emi Martinez into the far corner with his left foot. Curled it around the defenders. No chance for Martinez. A West Ham lead. He really has made a very good impression. It's his second goal for West Ham in the Premier League. His first came against Brighton in a 2-2 draw last season. What a brilliant moment for Ben Johnson. And West Ham, I said they were establishing some authority in the early stages of the game, and they've deservedly taken the lead here. 7 minutes gone. It's Aston Villa 0, West Ham 1. Fabianski looks to launch it long. Can Aston Villa respond now? Leon Bailey picks it up. His pass is intercepted, and it's been given away now. Jared Bowen. Can it get even better for West Ham here? Said Benrahma can't get past Matty Cash, though, who somehow keeps the ball and looks to clear it away. Does so eventually. But West Ham has started this game really well. Cresswell hooking it forward, but Antonio is offside, and it will go through to Emi Martinez. More for Dean Smith to ponder for Aston Villa. This would be a fourth defeat in a row in the Premier League if it stays this way. Again, the Aston Villa captain. Rare touch for him, these opening exchanges. Matty Cash looks for options. Buendia. Big money signing from Norwich City in the summer. Hasn't worked out for him so far, and he's given the ball away there. Declan Rice sweeping up. Side Benrahma back to Declan Rice. Rice was looking for Johnson, but it's been cut out by Targett, who launches the ball in behind now, looking for Leon Bailey. Kurt Zuma comes across and tries to shepherd it out, but Bailey's kept it in play and looks for John McGinn. First time pass around the corner, but it was very ambitious from John McGinn. It's scooped out of play before Watkins could even think about getting to it, really. 10 minutes played at Villa Park. Aston Villa 0, West Ham 1. The early goal for the exciting young fullback, Ben Johnson. Given the ball by Declan Rice on the right-hand side, cut inside onto his left foot and fizzed it into the far corner. No chance for Emi Martinez. David Moyes more than happy with his side start on his 999th game as a manager. Of course, spent the best part of a decade at Everton before spells that didn't go to plan, really, at Manchester United, Real Sociedad and Sunderland, but he looks like he's found a home here at West Ham. As Aston Villa try and build down the left-hand side. Bailey and Targett combining. Ball's going out of play, being Aston Villa throw-in. Jared Bowen's the one to put it out of play. Matt Targett looking for options. Bailey. And it's another corner to Aston Villa on the far side. The left-hand side for the hosts. Bailey looking for a long throw here, perhaps. He's drying the ball underneath his shirt as Ezri Konsa's gone forward with the Courtney House as well. It's a tall West Ham penalty here, you have to say. Very tall defence from West Ham, so it would have to be a very good delivery to catch them out. Bailey with a looping throw in. It will be Hawes that tries to meet the near post. It's gone back to Bailey. Touch, and the cross is blocked by Bowen, and it's Aston Villa's first corner of the afternoon. Biemi Buendia, the Argentine, who goes across to take it. Plenty of options in there, but plenty of height for West Ham as well. Let's see what Aston Villa can make from this. Emi Buendia, it's a low one. It's a very poor one. It's easily dealt with by Pablo Fornals, and Aston Villa will not be happy with that at all. It was a very poor delivery from Emi Buendia on the left-hand side. Cleed trying to take the low route with West Ham having such height, but Zuma's caught out there, but the ball can't come through to Leon Bailey, although it is a free kick to Aston Villa. Jacob Ramsey was caught there by Kurt Zuma. Ollie Watkins got in there first. In fact, well, Jacob Ramsey is down after a challenge from Thomas Soucek, even though it was Ollie Watkins that was fouled by Jared Bowen. Doesn't look good here for Jacob Ramsey. And he is in some pain. The medical team have come onto the pitch to see what the situation is with the youngster. Clearly in some sort of distress. Just a reminder, if you're tuning into the commentary hub, we're 13 minutes gone at Villa Park, and it's Aston Villa 0, West Ham United 1. The early goal from the right fullback, Ben Johnson. Found in space by Declan Rice, and he cut inside onto his right foot to unleash a lovely left foot drive past Emi Martinez. Just seeing the Villa substitute. Aaron Ramsey, of course, on the bench. Jacob Ramsey's brother. Got a fabulous youth team here at Aston Villa. Winners of the Youth Cup last season. There's a few products in and around the first team squad. The likes of Carney Chukwuemeka, Cameron Archer, who's actually Aston Villa's top scorer in all competitions this season. It's a nasty twist of the ankle for Jacob Ramsey, and it would be sad if he had to leave the pitch after deservedly getting a start today following his wonderful consolation at Arsenal last week. Dean Smith is calling back Ashley Young to get ready to come on. Far from ideal start here for Aston Villa, of course, going 1-0 down already and having to make a change. Does look like Jacob Ramsey will struggle to continue. No weight being put on that right ankle whatsoever. Being applauded off the pitch. But Ashley Young, of course, been there, done it, got the T-shirt. Former Premier League winner with Manchester United. Rejoined Villa in the summer after a spell in Italy with Inter Milan. Won the Serie A title last season, Ashley Young. But it doesn't look good here for Jacob Ramsey. Hope he has a speedy recovery. It doesn't look like a nasty injury for the talented young midfielder. And on comes Ashley Young. Be interesting to see what setup Aston Villa go with here, whether Young goes into the midfield three or Buendia drops back. But it's a free kick for Aston Villa, and it's swung in from the left-hand side. It's come all the way through to Leon Bailey. He takes a touch, and it's straight at Lucas Fabianski in goal. Knows he could have done better with that. Leon Bailey, as West Ham try to launch the counter-attack, and it's Said Benrahma who's got away from Marvellous Nakamba. Benrahma cuts inside, looks to the far side of the field. Antonio just about gets under his control, gives it to Ben Johnson. Can he create a goal now? And he swings it in. It's a great chance. It's for Jared Bowen. It's cleared away. Jared Bowen again. Oh, brilliant chance for West Ham to double their lead, and they cannot take it. Ben Johnson clipped it in, fell to Bowen. He couldn't get his strike on target initially, and then his second one was flying in. But for the clearance on the line by Matty Cash. Just looking at Aston Villa's chance at the other end. Came all the way through to Leon Bailey. Took a touch, and it was a bit of a tame effort, really. Side foot into Fabianski's gloves. But Fornals sends it in, it's headed away by Hawes. But West Ham will feel they should be doubling their lead there with Jared Bowen, who picks it up now on the right-hand side. Up against Ashley Young, cutting in, getting his cross towards the far post. And it's into the hands of Emi Martinez after the header from Thomas Soucek. Jared Bowen doing really well to get the cross in. It was always going to be difficult for Soucek. He was backpedaling and it was a looping header into the hands of Emi Martinez. But what a clearance from Matty Cash, it has to be said tonight. Jared Bowen getting his second Premier League goal of the season. Ashley Young now. Looks like he has slotted into that midfield three for now. Buendia. Over to Matty Cash. He's gone the way through to John McGinn. He's picked it up, the Villa captain today. Back to Matty Cash. Into the box now, the wing back. Chips it towards the far post. It's beyond Watkins, and Bowen can calmly take the ball into control. In fact, he's going to let it run out of play. Another attack fizzles out for Aston Villa. Matty Cash, who is set to become a Poland international in the coming months after gaining Polish citizenship. It's his mother who's Polish. Be an exciting addition to the Poland squad as they look to try and make the Qatar World Cup in England's group, of course. Antonio picks the ball up on the right-hand side for West Ham. Ashley Young gets in there, be a throw in to West Ham. After a challenge from Jared Bowen, it came off Ashley Young. Ben Johnson takes the throw in. His early goal still divides the sides here, Villa Park. Fornals round the corner. Be a Villa throw in coming off Mikel Antonio. Be a good battle between him and Courtney Howes today. Fornals picks up on the right-hand side. Skips away from Howes. Can he get the corner? He can't. It's good defending from Courtney Howes, who takes it under control and gives it to Ashley Young. Can Aston Villa try to break away and do something with the ball here? But Bailey gives it back to target, launched it forward, looking for Watkins. Zuma gets a head on it, and Declan Rice sweeps it up before Zuma clears away. So dependable, Declan Rice, on that defensive midfield position. Whenever the loose ball comes to the midfield, you just feel that he's going to be the one to get on the end of it. No wonder David Moyes called him a £100 million bargain, but he did reiterate that chance to sign Declan Rice for £400 million has now gone, with West Ham valuing him much higher than that. And you have to say, rightly so, he's a brilliant midfielder, Declan Rice. Howes with a short free kick after Fornals was offside. And back to Martinez. Villa just struggling to really make inroads into West Ham territory at the moment. In fact, West Ham have nicked it off Aston Villa here. Antonio down the right-hand side. Can he get the cross in? No, because Howes blocks it. In fact, Antonio keeps it in play. Still with Antonio. Getting past Howes and drilling his cross over the bar, and it'll be a goal kick to Aston Villa. Antonio visibly frustrated with himself. It was good pressure to win the ball in the first place down that right-hand side for West Ham, and just couldn't get the ball in. Normally it'd be the other way around. Of course, Antonio in the box looking to receive the cross, but just couldn't get the ball into the danger area this time around. In fact, it has been Aston Villa who've had the majority of the ball so far. 52% for the Villains, only 43% for the Hammers, but the difference in effort is clear. Only 1 for Aston Villa so far, 5 for West Ham. They're just so much more efficient with the ball. David Moyes has been a big factor in that. When he came in, they were struggling. Many thought they could, in fact, go down, especially after Project Restart took place, but they got themselves clear of the drop zone and finished 6th last year in Europe, the European group stage for the first time in their history. Konza now back to Martinez. Howes. Looking long for Bailey. Cleared away by Johnson. Howes again gives it to Target as Aston Villa look to clean up here. Ezri Konsa. Not too much happening ahead of him. He goes sideways to Howes. Howes down the line again. Headed away by Ben Johnson. Marvellous Nakamba now. Souček gets in there, but it'll fall to Ashley Young. Back to John McGinn. Looks to drive forward. Can't get past Fornals. Nakamba. Matt Target. Leon Bailey. Trying to front up Ben Johnson, but Jared Bowen doubles up on him. And there'd be a Villa throw-in just outside the parameter of the West Ham penalty area. Ashley Young leaving it to Leon Bailey. It would be another launch into the box from the Jamaican international. In fact, might go short with this one. Howes has made his way up, as to Konsa. You feel he'll put it into the box here, Leon Bailey, and he does so indeed. Looping it in, it's cleared away easily at the near post from Johnson. Young can't get it under control. Antonio back to Jared Bowen. Launched it now looking for side Benrahma on the far side, and that's a lovely touch from Benrahma, but just gives Cash enough room to clear away, and it might even go for a West Ham goal kick rather here, and it does. Good clearance from Matty Cash, did the job. Lucas Fabianski will take the goal kick for West Ham. Started all 10 games in the Premier League this season, Matty Cash. Been incredibly dependable since arriving from Nottingham Forest. I've said it isn't looking good for Aston Villa at the moment. The three defeats in a row. That it's the worst streak of any side in the top flight currently. Fourth successive defeat would equal their longest run of losses since returning to the Premier League back in 2019. Cresswell on the left-hand side. Forward to Fornals, round the corner looking for Benrahma. Cleared away by Cash. Cresswell clears up. Cresswell again looks down the line to Benrahma. Nice touch from the Algerian. Cuts inside. Looking for Antonio perhaps, and he feeds it towards Antonio, but Howes gets in there and clears it to Konsa, who just about survives the challenge of Benrahma. And now Ashley Young back to Target. Back to Hawes under attentions from Antonio. Gives it to Leon Bailey. Nice pass down the left, but Ben Johnson's been fantastic so far and gives it to Antonio. Great strength against Howes, but it's a good battle there, and Howes wins the ball off Antonio. Marvellous Nakamba. Gets it back from Buendia. Nakamba again. Cash. Frustrated with the options and goes back to Konsa. Young back to Konsa again. Ashley Young releases it quickly to Matt Target. Aston Villa just looking to move the ball a bit quicker now. Leon Bailey, but the pass, has it gone out of play? It has. It was a poor pass into the winger from Matt Target, and it's an easy throw in for West Ham. Just seeing the expressions of the Villa faithful who are clearly frustrated with what they're seeing at the moment from their side. Target. Nice touch from Buendia. Back to Ashley Young. Bailey. Cutting inside. Johnson. Bailey still. Looking to get the cross in. Bailey onto his right foot. Looks for Cash. Cleared away by Cresswell. It's a race between Cash and Benrahma, and Cash wins that race and gives it back to Konsa all the way back to Martinez. Looks to recycle with Nakamba. Cash. Konsa now. Out to Courtney Howes. Howes into Ashley Young. Aston Villa driving forward. This could be an opportunity. Matt Target on the left-hand side. Gets the cross in towards Watkins. It's cleared away by Souček. And it's a free kick to West Ham. Jared Bowen fouled on the far side by Ashley Young, and Aston Villa's probably their best chance of the game so far has fizzled out. If you're just joining us on the commentary hub, 26 minutes gone here. It's Aston Villa 0, West Ham United 1. Second Premier League goal for Ben Johnson, his first of the season. Found in space by Declan Rice, cutting inside on his left foot, and it's a brilliant finish From the right-hand side of the penalty area into the far corner past Emiliano Martinez, and it could well have been 2-0 for West Ham. Shortly afterwards, Jared Bowen at the second opportunity, his shot was blocked on the line by Matty Cash, and that would have flown in had it not been for the right-back's intervention. Target launched it downfield. Zuma at the second opportunity gets the ball clear. It'd be an Aston Villa throw coming off Souček. Young clearly isn't happy with the way that he was challenged there in the middle of that pinball. That's to be said for Aston Villa fans maybe coming into this game as well. There was a sense that it'll be a difficult afternoon. They've only won one of their last 10 Premier League games against West Ham. Antonio can't get the cross in. Dealt with Nakamba. Target. In fact, it's a poor clearance. Antonio gives it to Jared Bowen. Gets onto his left foot. Can't get the shot away. Declan Rice out to Aaron Cresswell. Left-hand side. Gives it around the corner to Said Benrahma. Back to Declan Rice. Cresswell again. Keeping the ball really well here, West Ham. Declan Rice. Benrahma. Can he get away from Nakamba? He can. And it's a free kick. The Zimbabwe international just caught Benrahma there. Nakamba making his case, but the referee has already given the free kick. So a free kick for West Ham about 30 yards out or so here. Cresswell and Rice both over this. Kazuma at the far post. In fact, it's been tossed in towards Antonio, who gets the header, but it's easily dealt with by Emi Martinez. Nice idea from West Ham. Cresswell putting it in there, but it was taken well by Martinez under no real pressure, to be honest. Ollie Watkins in view there. He's been starved of service so far, Ollie Watkins. Had a brilliant season last year. Forced his way into Gareth Southgate's thinking for the England squad, even if he didn't make the final cut. Made the most recent England squad, however. In fact, he made it just before he scored his first goal of the season away at Tottenham. Watkins clashing with Zuma there. Zuma just feeling his knee after coming out the challenge with the Englishman. It's a free kick to West Ham for that challenge. But 25 yards out from their own goal, so Lucas Fabianski will look to launch it forward and get play restarted. It's approaching half an hour here. It's still Aston Villa 0, West Ham 1. Ben Johnson with the early goal that divides the sides. Tyrone Mings looks on. Dropped today by Dean Smith. Target looks to clear it away. Ashley Young battled by Souček and fouled by Souček. And it's a free kick for Aston Villa. Been a bit of a bitty last 10-15 minutes or so. Dean Smith knows his side have got to improve in order to get anything out of the game. And it'll be Martinez that goes out to the far left-hand side to take this pretty much identical situation from where Fabianski just took the free kick down the other end. Looking to get some length on this Martinez and sends it downfield, looking for Leon Bailey. It'll come through to Ollie Watkins, who was offside. And it's a sloppy free kick for Aston Villa to give away. West Ham, they've managed the game very well. They've managed a lot of games well in recent weeks. You look at the win against Tottenham last week, and Tottenham pressurised them in the first half. In fact, West Ham are under their own pressure there, as it's a very sloppy giveaway from Lucas Fabianski to concede a corner. It wasn't the nicest ball given to him in the first place. I think it was by Angelo Ogbonna, but looked to sweep it out to Declan Rice and just put it straight out of play for a throw-in. It was Ogbonna, and it was a very poor pass from Fabianski looking for Declan Rice. They just got themselves into a hole there, West Ham, and they've got a corner to defend here. Leon Bailey, corner from the right-hand side. It'll be an in-swinger. Bailey to swing it in, goes towards the near post. Fabianski gets a punch away, and He's got the distance on it. Young couldn't take it under control. As Matty Cash challenged by Benrahma, pressurised by Benrahma, and gives it back to Martinez, who will launch it along again. Left foot, looking for Ollie Watkins. Cleared away by Johnson, who's had a fantastic game so far. Antonio. Looking long now is Zuma. Benrahma just about gets under control. Jared Bowen, can he find Fabio Fornals on the left-hand side? He can. Cresswell's up there as well, but Fornals cuts inside. Looks towards the far post. Socek was coming in. It's cleared away. Only as far as Declan Rice. He can't find Benrahma, and now there's the chance for Aston Villa to break. Ashley Young, left-hand side. Leon Bailey now. Got McGinn up there. Watkins as well. Emi Buendia's joining in. Bailey's cross, however, is poor, and it's cleared away by Socek that Bowen can't get under control. And it's an Aston Villa throw-in. Again, another presentable opportunity for Aston Villa, not really made the most of. Another throw-in for Villa, come off Pablo Fornals as Target received the ball back from Nakamba. Target now into Leon Bailey. Takes under control well, but what a challenge that is from Declan Rice. But it's a sloppy giveaway from Jared Bowen. Matty Cash will go for goal, and it's sailed over the crossbar. Lucas Fabianski not tested by the long-range effort from Matty Cash. And really, you have to say, in 33 minutes, that's Aston Villa's first shot in anger here. Which shows you how starved the likes of Bailey and Buendia and Watkins have been. Fabianski tempted to pass it short, but he's going to go long with the goal kick now. That's towards Socek on the right-hand side. Good challenge as well from Howes. Cleared away, looking for Antonio. Konsa is underneath it. Here's Jared Bowen looking for Pablo Fornals. It won't reach Benrahma on the far side because it's a good head away from Cash. Buendia, McGinn, looking for Bailey. It's a fascinating battle between him and Johnson. Johnson again wins the battle so far. Bailey, high foot, was it? Yes. High foot from Leon Bailey against Jared Bowen. Dean Smith growing more frustrated by the minute, it has to be said. I think that was a John McGinn for going long. The most promising thing for Aston Villa has to be, with just over 10 minutes to go until the break, they have scored 11 of their 13 Premier League goals so far in the second half. So you feel that it can only get better from here, really, for Aston Villa, because it's been poor viewing for their supporters so far. Ashley Young out to John McGinn. McGinn now around the corner, looking for Matty Cash. He's found Emiliano Buendia, who's got past Pablo Fornals. Buendia back, surely it is! It's the equaliser from Ollie Watkins! Aston Villa's first real foray forward into the West Ham penalty area, and they've found their equaliser through the England international Watkins. 34 minutes gone at Villa Park. Ollie Watkins from 12 yards out after Emiliano Buendia's cut back. And Aston Villa have been outplayed for much of this first half, but they've found their equaliser. It's Aston Villa 1, West Ham United 1. Great work from Buendia to get past Fornals. Watkins' shot, it's quite central, it has to be said. Fabianski will be frustrated with his part in the goal. But Buendia's cut back, it was a low strike from Watkins, low and early, which was important. And Fabianski couldn't keep it out. And can Aston Villa now look to charge forward again? Bailey. Watkins, the goal scorer. Nakamba. Watkins again. Just outside the penalty area, Watkins. The ball will come back to Nakamba. But that was much better from Aston Villa. And as I said, their first real foray into the penalty area of West Ham. And it brought the equaliser. But here's Benrahma going the other way. Antonio now. Left-hand side. Up against Ezri Konsa. Still with Michail Antonio on his left foot. And it's deflected over the bar. Konsa stuck with him all the way. It was really good defending from the Villa centre-back. Antonio has been in such fine form this season. Cutting back onto his left foot. Getting the shot away. And it just about drifted over the top of the crossbar. Martinez would have had it covered anyway, but it was very good defending from Ezri Konsa. Cresswell and Fornals over this corner kick now. It's on the West Ham's left-hand side, so it'll be an outswinger. Cresswell will deliver it in towards the near post. Looking for Antonio. Told to get up by the referee. Jared Bowen over the bar. Mikel Antonio saying he was held there. Chris Kavanagh, the referee, just told to pause with the play. It does look as well as Antonio. It did look like that Ashley Young did have a handful of Kurt Zouma's shirt there, and you have to say, if this goes to VAR, West Ham have a very strong case for a penalty. But it looks like the appeal has been waved away. That is astonishing. That is astonishing, really. Kurt Zouma more than aggrieved with the referee's decision there, Chris Kavanagh. Because Ashley Young certainly had a handful of his shirt. It was Stuart Atwell in the VAR booth today. Be very interesting to hear the fallout as to why that wasn't a penalty. But West Ham have the ball back here. Declan Rice. Ben Johnson to Jared Bowen. Zouma. Rice now to Souček. Looking to this near side, and he's found a great ball out to side Benrahma. He's got Cresswell outside, and Benrahma wants to cut inside. Still with Benrahma. Might want to try and get a shot away, but his path was blocked. He'll fall to Declan Rice, who takes the shot. It's a goal for Declan Rice! What a brilliant hit from West Ham. They've scored 2 goals of immense quality in this first half. First Ben Johnson, now Declan Rice. And they've restored their lead on 38 minutes. Said Benrahma cutting in from the left-hand side. Looked like he might want to try and get a shot away himself, but he found the West Ham skipper, Declan Rice, who took a touch and fired a brilliant right foot strike into the bottom corner. 38 minutes gone, West Ham restore their lead at Villa Park. Aston Villa 1, West Ham 2. It's a goal and an assist now for Declan Rice. His low strike in off the post. Martinez couldn't get down to it. And West Ham will feel that they should be in front anyway in this game, and they are now again. Declan Rice's first Premier League goal of the season. And his star only continues to rise. He really is a magnificent midfielder, Declan Rice. Got so much to his game, and yet again, you saw there, brilliant low strike. And West Ham do deserve this. They do deserve the lead. Aston Villa will level just for a matter of minutes. Said Benrahma with the assist for the West Ham skipper. And can Aston Villa come back yet again? Souček heading it to Bowen. Can he get away from the Villa defenders? Up against Howes. On the left-hand side. Looks to get past Howes. That's a very good defending from Courtney Howes. Clearing it downfield, looking for Leon Bailey. You saw plenty of the ball early on here, but it's just been such good defending down the right-hand side from Kurt Zouma and Ben Johnson against Leon Bailey. Ezri Konsa. Buendia now, Matty Cash. Villa look to equalise again, but that's good defending from Benrahma. Cash keeps hold of it. Nakamba. Matt Targett. Leon Bailey. Taking on Johnson again. Such good defending from the young fullback. Back to Matt Targett. Swings it in. There the heads. There's John McGinn, and it goes wide, and that was a real chance for the Villa captain. And he knows it. Lovely ball into the box by Matt Targett. John McGinn, who's scored some very good goals down the years for Aston Villa, and it was a presentable opportunity once again. Matty Cash coming in behind him might have even had the better of the two chances, but there was no way that McGinn was going to leave that. Been in fine form for Scotland over the last few years, John McGinn, and you will feel he should have at least hit the target there. It's been a very entertaining first half at Villa Park. If you're just joining us, it was 1-0 to West Ham after 7 minutes. Ben Johnson with his second Premier League goal. Then Ollie Watkins with the equaliser after 34 minutes after great work from Emi Buendia. And then Declan Rice, who assisted Ben Johnson's goal, received the ball from Said Benrahma 25 yards out before unleashing a lovely drive into the bottom corner, in off the post. No chance for Martinez with any of the West Ham goals. Bonner now launches it forward. Rice sweeps up again. How many times are we going to say that throughout his career? Aaron Cresswell down the line, but he can't find Fornals. It's gone out for an Aston Villa throw, about 30 yards out. 42 and a half minutes played, so we're just coming up to half time. Howes drifting across with the ball, looking for Bailey, but he'll go out for a Aston Villa throw. Just came off Ben Johnson there as he closed down Leon Bailey. Nakamba. Target. Looking down the line for Ollie Watkins. Still with Watkins. And he's earned a corner for Aston Villa. As we tick into the 44th minute here at Villa Park. Again, Konza and Hawes make their way forward. It's just so difficult to win a header against this West Ham team. Such immense height, and they've been fantastic at set pieces since David Moyes has come into the club. But Matt Targett will try and deliver a ball to change that for Aston Villa. As he drifts it towards the far post. Konza does win the header, but it goes out of play harmlessly, and it'll be a goal kick to West Ham. Konza acknowledging the ball from Targett. It was a bit of a sliced delivery. Not much pace on it. Konza was going to have to generate the pace himself, but he was never likely to after climbing above Aaron Cresswell at the far post. Fabianski now to take the goal kick. Launches it long. Souček again goes up for the header with Hawes, and Hawes wins it, but it's gone out for a West Ham throw just past the halfway line. Johnson now down to Michail Antonio. It's gone out of play, but it's another throw in for West Ham. Villa players can't quite believe that decision. But Johnson again, he's got options. Looks long for Jared Bowen, headed away by Hawes. Further clear by Nakamba. Declan Rice wins another header. Looks for Benrahma, but Cash gets there before the Algerian. And can Aston Villa now break? John McGinn looking forward again for Leon Bailey. Can he get there? He's up against Ben Johnson. We go into 2 minutes of injury time at the first half here at Villa Park. Ashley Young. And he can get it again, Ashley Young. There's a cross towards Cash. And Watkins was coming in and he couldn't make contact. Target. Nakamba. McGinn. Buendia. Can he get a shot where he can't? It'll fall to John McGinn again. On his right foot, John McGinn drags the shot wide. And there were two players to his right-hand side there, John McGinn. He got his head up, but he was intent on getting the shot away. Buendia and Young with lovely combination play, and it took a flick off Declan Rice. Otherwise, I think Matty Cash would have been onto it. He has been simply immense in this first half, Declan Rice, at both areas of the pitch. Fabianski takes another goal kick and sends it long towards the right-hand side again. It's a tactic, clearly, from West Ham to aim for Souček on that right-hand side. Rice again. Mikel Antonio takes it up. Fornals. Benrahma on the left-hand side. He's got Cresswell on the outside. Benrahma went for goal and it was blocked by Konza. Rice now looking for Cresswell again, but he was offside. Benrahma will look to try and get on the end of it, but Cash gets it down line to Buendia. Looking for Ollie Watkins, but it's harmlessly out of play as we drift towards half-time. 30 seconds to go in the first half. It's been a very entertaining 45 minutes. It's similar to the second half we saw earlier between Norwich and Leeds at Carrow Road, which was a really breathtaking encounter in the second 45 minutes. Cresswell just looks to launch the ball downfield. To get the ball as far away from that West Ham penalty area as he can do in the final seconds of the first half. And there is the final whistle for the first half here at Villa Park. Ben Johnson opened the scoring with his second Premier League goal, a lovely low strike after being found in space by Declan Rice. And West Ham threatened to run riot early on. Jared Bowen had a shot blocked, and then his second effort was cleared off the line by Matty Cash, and it was Cash just after the half-hour mark who had Aston Villa's first real attempt of the game, shot going over from about 20 yards out. But Villa then equalised shortly afterwards. Ollie Watkins with his second Premier League goal of the season after great work from Emi Buendia down the right-hand side. He cut the ball back, and England international Watkins swept the ball home. Lucas Fabianski will feel that he should have done better, but nevertheless, Ollie Watkins drew Aston Villa level. Kurt Zuma then had a penalty claim turned down after his shirt was held by Ashley Young, but no, said Stuart Atwell in the VAR booth. But it didn't matter because just a minute later for West Ham side, Benrahma found Declan Rice in space, 25 yards out, and the Englishman sent a low drive in off the post. No chance for Emiliano Martinez. And then John McGinn had a chance to equalise for Aston Villa after that, but his header from Matt Targett's cross just went wide. We were set up for an entertaining second 45 minutes in Birmingham at Villa Park. At half-time, it's Aston Villa 1, West Ham 2.
Yes, thank you very much there, Chris, and we'll be back with Chris in plenty of time for the second half as Aston Villa take on West Ham United and currently trail by 2 goals to 1. Which was the score at Carrow Road as Leeds United won 2-1 against Norwich City. In the other Women's FA Cup match, is currently Arsenal 0, Brighton 0. In La Liga, early results in La Liga, the next of 4 games today kick off at 5:30 is finished Cadiz 1, Real Mallorca 1, and Atletico Madrid won by 3-0 against Real Betis. In the German Bundesliga, FC Augsburg currently beat Stuttgart 4-1, while Borussia Mönchengladbach currently lead 2-0 against VfL Bochum at the break. In Italian Serie A, Inter Milan 2, Udinese 0, Fiorentina 3, Spezia 0. These are full-time scores. Genoa 0, Venezia 0, Sassuolo 1, Empoli 2. Salernitana versus Napoli been playing 12 minutes so far. That currently stands at 0-0. And later tonight, Roma take on AC Milan. In French League 1, we finished Angers 1, Nice 2, Bordeaux 3, Reims 1. Bordeaux 3, Reims 2, should I say. Montpellier 2, Nantes 0, Strasbourg 4, Lorient 0, Troyes 2, Rennes 2. And current score after 59 minutes, Brest currently lead 1-0 against Monaco. Clermont take on Marseille at 7:45. In the Austrian Bundesliga, Sturm Graz lost 3-0 to RZ Pelech WAC. WS Troll and Austria Vienna were held to were 1-1 draw, while Rapid Vienna currently drawing 1-1 with Lask. In the MLS, if finished earlier, SC Dallas 2, Austin 1. Austin finished with 10 men after Jimenez was sent off on 58 minutes. And the latest score is Minnesota United 0, Sporting Kansas City 1, Shelton on 8 minutes. And that is currently the latest score. If you're in the UK and can get Free Sports TV, that's where you can see the Minnesota versus Sporting Kansas City game right now. Houston Dynamo currently playing later at 7 o'clock against against Colorado Rapids. Orlando City at 8 against Nashville Soccer Club, and Philadelphia Union take on FC Cincinnati at 11:30. Let me put my teeth back in to get those teams correct. Just looking at some of the comments we've had in during the first half regarding the matches. Mike says he's surprised with no Danny Ings. Says no injury for him according to fantasy football, which he plays. So very annoying when he's in your team. Apparently, it's just long now when he's with an hamstring injury, according to Twitter. Mark says that was an inspired team selection from David Moyes after Johnson's opener. That was early on. Paul James has been in touch. He said, so far Villa have been poor in the final third. And before I read some more, he comments out. And we'll just get Chris back in on this one. And Chris, you've just mentioned there that Paul James, one of our listeners, reckons that Aston Villa so far have been poor in the final third. What would you make to Villa's performances in the final third so far?
I'd agree. The one opportunity that they've had really to get into the penalty area, they equalised from when Buendia got past Fornals, good cutback, and Watkins swept it home. I think Fabianski will be looking at himself because it was rather central, but he couldn't keep it out. Watkins did what all good strikers should do, low and hard, low and early, and caught Fabianski out somewhat. But other than that, they haven't really had an opportunity. Fabianski certainly hasn't been tested. It took best part of half an hour for them to have their first real effort on goal. And even when you look at John McGinn's header, you'll feel he should get it on target, but it's not the easiest opportunity in the world. So I think there's plenty that Aston Villa can do to improve going forward. I think I'm a big fan of Leon Bailey. I saw a lot of him for Bayer Leverkusen in the Bundesliga. And I think Johnson has been fantastic at both ends of the pitch. Of course, he's got his goal, but I think he has been fantastic in shepherding Leon Bailey. I don't think he's had much of a kick, to be honest with you, the winger, and I think he's a very exciting player. And I think if Villa are to get something out of this game, Bailey could well have a big part to play in it. But Johnson has been fantastic in nullifying that threat down West Ham's right-hand side.
Yes, and Chris, I just want to get your thoughts on this, and with some more comments out in a moment, guys. I have seen them, I can see them in front of me now, but just want to get your thoughts on this, Chris, because it's just come through on my phone right now. And Tottenham manager Nuno Espirito Santo's future is in doubt after just 17 games following the 3-0 defeat to Manchester United last night. Chairman Daniel Levy, Managing Director of Football Fabio Paratici have held talks about Nuno's futures. He was appointed on a 2-year deal in June, did Nuno Espirito Santo, and it now looks like after just 17 games in charge, he could get the sack. And who would you reckon? First of all, Chris, do you reckon he should be sacked? So far, Tottenham, the currently sits in 8th. Does Nuno deserve to be sacked now, and if so, who do you think could be a perfect replacement for Nuno and probably get the best out of these Tottenham players who haven't been performing so well so far?
That's a very good question. I think the big frustration from Tottenham fans under Nuno will be that, given the players that they have, they're not scoring enough goals. You look at the game against Manchester United yesterday, and they look toothless. I heard Martin Tyler say about them needing 2 goals when they were down 2-0, but he said they didn't look like getting one, let alone two. 10 goals in 10 Premier League games. It's poor when you consider the quality on show. Harry Kane, Heung-min Son, although Son has been one of the few players to perform really for Tottenham this season. In terms of who I would bring in if I was Tottenham and if Nuno Espirito Santo was to leave, it's a very awkward one because I have felt sympathy for Nuno throughout his time at Tottenham, in that when he arrived in the summer, you've got to bear in mind that they had already looked at 3 different managers. You're looking at Paulo Fonseca, Antonio Conte, Gennaro Gattuso, and with all due respect to Nuno, he went in there knowing he was at best 4th choice. So it didn't help the situation from the very off. I'm looking at some of the names linked. You look at Brendan Rodgers, perhaps Eric Ten Hag, Julian Lopetegui. It's a very awkward one because, quite frankly, I'm really not sure how to get the best out of this Tottenham team, because there seems to be a bit of a mental blockage with some of them. And under Nuno, he did well at Wolves in getting them into the Premier League, of course. He was heavily backed in the Championship. But after his first season or so at Wolves, I do feel his football became rather stale, if I'm honest. And I think that's what Tottenham fans are experiencing now.
Yes, and like Mike says here, he says, you just put a comment in here when we were just speaking about Tottenham there, he says, Harry Kane doesn't want to be there, and Mike says he doesn't think a new manager will change that. He thinks Tottenham need to cut their losses and move on from Harry Kane.
But it's an awkward one for Tottenham in that regard, because they wanted best part of 150 million for Harry Kane. You could argue he was worth that in the summer. Is he worth that now? That's a whole other debate. And Harry Kane will know that last summer, in terms of getting a move to the likes of Manchester City, last summer was probably his best chance if he continues the form that he's on at the moment, because he hasn't, he himself, the players got to look at themselves as well, because he has been far from what we know Harry Kane can be like as well this season.
Yes, and nothing. And Mike says he feels that Kane's head has been turned, and he feels Tottenham will be the same until he's left. And Paul James has made a point. He says, apart from Son and Kane and Lloris in goal, they don't have much to offer in comparison to someone, say, like Manchester City, Manchester United, Chelsea, and a team that you'll probably have covered quite well recently, Chris, in your day job in Liverpool as well. So, do you agree with that? Apart from Son, Kane, and Lloris, Tottenham don't have much to offer in comparison to Chelsea, Man City, Liverpool, and Man United?
Absolutely. You look at where Tottenham were in the 2019 Champions League final and where they've gone since then. They're nowhere near in terms of the quality. Even you look at Hugo Lloris, and he has made mistakes for Tottenham. He seems to be a different player for France. Certainly in the Nations League, he was magnificent. And there's all over that Tottenham pitch. I just feel that there are some areas where they're perhaps cutting corners. You look at Emerson Royale; it hasn't really been an impressive signing at right back so far. The centre backs, Romero's done okay, but as well at times he's been completely outclassed. You look at how we got the floor wipe with him, with Antonio last week. And just before we get back to Villa Park here as well, I just think Tottenham, there's a lot of questions to ask. And at this stage, there'll be people saying they'll be surprised if they get into the top 4. I don't think they would reach the top 4 with Nuno in charge. I just don't think they're playing the kind of football that you can get into the top 4 with. You look at West Ham and the football they're playing, and they're in a much better shape than Tottenham at the moment.
Yes, and just a bit of breaking news from from the football in South Yorkshire region is nothing expected to be official from Barnsley Football Club tonight, but one of the local reporters up in South Yorkshire, Adam Oxley, is hearing, says he understands reports suggesting that Barnsley have parted company with head coach Marcus Sharp are true. Barnsley have gone 13 without a win and have lost their last 7 league games, so that's the one to look out for in the coming days, and we'll keep you abreast of that on our Twitter feed at Commentary Live 1. With the players almost ready for the second half and just about to come back out, let's hand back across to our man, bringing you the second half. He's back over to Chris Coughlin.
Thank you very much, Russ. West Ham on a fantastic run at the moment, and they're set to continue if they can see this through in the second half. Dean Smith just emerging from the tunnel at Villa Park. He knows he's got a lot to work on with his side in this second half. As I mentioned earlier, though, 11 of their 13, or their 14 rather now, Premier League goals have come in the second 45 minutes. West Ham, meanwhile, if they avoid defeat here, they could set a new club record by going 8 Premier League games unbeaten on the road, and they look well set to do that at the moment. They'd equal a club record of 5 consecutive away wins in all competitions as well if they can get the 3 points here. That was back in 2007. And really a sign of just how well West Ham are playing at the moment. They're 17 points in their first 9 games in the Premier League this season so far, and that matches the club's Premier League record, which just shows how fantastic a job David Moyes is doing. And if they win this game, they'll go level on points with Manchester City in the top 4. Could West Ham grace the Champions League? We'll wait and see on that front. Plenty of football to be played between now and May. But West Ham are certainly in a very good place. Of course, links of major investment potentially off the pitch as well, but we'll wait and see how that unfolds in the next week or so. Rumours of a Czech investment. Obviously a bit of a Czech influx in the West Ham ranks in recent years with Alex Kral, who isn't involved today, but Vladimir Sufal is on the bench, and Thomas Souček, of course. Both arrived from Slavia Prague. But it's Aston Villa that have got the second half underway, and Howes looked to play it forward, but Rice intercepted the ball. Only give it back to Howes, and target looks forward for Ollie Watkins, but a run through to Fabianski. Good starting position from the Poland shot stopper. As I mentioned in the first half, recently retired from international duty to focus on his playing commitments with West Ham, keeping Alphonse Areola out of the team, and that is no mean feat. Areola, good season with Fulham last year, even in relegation, and of course won the World Cup with France in 2018. Ben Rama down the right-hand side, taking on Cash, looking to get the cross in, but Cash did really well to block the clearance. It's now John McGinn. Leon Bailey. First chance to run at Ben Johnson in this second half. Bowen coming across. That's been a real feature of this game so far. When Leon Bailey has got the ball and looked to take on Ben Johnson, Jared Bowen has made a real effort to get back and double up on the Jamaican winger. It's given away now, and Bowen can get in there. Just got there ahead of the Canberra, and now Pablo Fornals. West Ham can break here. Fornals can't get the pass away to Bowen, can he? In fact, Jared Bowen could well be in now. He's gone down to the challenge from Konza. What's been given here? Right on the edge of the box. It's a free kick, I think, and it's a yellow card for Ezri Konza. But that was all from Jared Bowen intercepting the ball in his own half. Giving the ball to Pablo Fornals. It didn't look like the best pass in the world to Fornals. In fact, it looked like he'd overran it. Howes then clatters into Fornals. And Konza takes down Bowen right on the edge of the penalty area. Fornals definitely overran the ball. Clashed with Courtney Howes. The ball ran free to Bowen. And it's just outside the box. But It's a good job for Ezri Konsa that Jared Bowen was going to be on his unfavoured right foot. Otherwise, he could have been in trouble there, Ezri Konsa. I don't think it'd be a red card. There may be a check on VAR just to check whether it was a denial of a goal or scoring opportunity, but I think the angle was going to be very tight and it would have been on Bowen's unfavoured left foot, or right foot rather. I think Chris Kavanagh's just having a little listen just to see what the VAR booth do make of it. In fact, there is going to be a VAR review, but it's going to be for a potential red card on Courtney Howes for the clash with Pablo Fornals. This would be interesting. It is an elbow that does end up in the face of Fornals. So the decision is serious, whether it would be serious foul play, whether that means there would be intent from Courtney Howes. It is a clattering, it does have to be said. Fornals didn't appear to make the most of it. He acknowledged there was a clash, but he just got on with the play. Chris Kavanagh still listening to Stuart Atwell in the VAR booth, and this would spell trouble for Aston Villa if he went to have a look at the monitor. It would appear that the review might well send Chris Kavanagh to the VAR screen, and he is going over now, Chris Kavanagh. This could spell trouble for Courtney Howes, and Aston Villa could well be down to 10 men very shortly. In fact, he's now checking if Ezri Konsa should go. Whether Jared Bowen was offside from the touch from Antonio perhaps as well. What decision is going to be made here? Chris Kavanagh makes the VAR sign with his hands, walks over to the penalty area. He takes the yellow card out of his pocket, cancels it, and it is going to be a red card for Ezri Konsa. The ever-present this season for Aston Villa is sent off for denying Jared Bowen a goal-scoring opportunity. And things go from bad to worse for Aston Villa at Villa Park. It must have been deemed that Jared Bowen was onside. Ezri Konsa took him down. And it's a red card for the centre-back for Aston Villa. Dean Smith can't quite believe what he's just seen. But Aston Villa are down to 10 men. And West Ham have a free kick. Tyrone Mings preparing to come on, as would be the natural change. But can West Ham had insult to injury? Ben Rama and Cresswell both over this set piece for the Hammers. It favours the left-footed striker. So Cresswell will certainly be eyeing this up. Ben Rama as well, potentially. It's Aaron Cresswell. It's hit the wall. It's come back to Cresswell. Lovely control from the left-back, but it's defended by Leon Bailey, who looks to set Aston Villa on the counter-attack. Cresswell fronts him up, sends it back to Matt Targett. Ball forward looking for Ollie Watkins, but you feel now it would be a long 40 minutes or so for Ollie Watkins up against the West Ham centre-backs, and Zuma launches it forward, looking for Mikel Antonio, who might well get on the end of this. In fact, he has the Jamaican striker. John McGinn shepherding him towards the corner flag. Antonio does very well to win a throw-in. And on comes Tyrone Mings. On for Emi Buendia. Did brilliantly to create Ollie Watkins' equaliser in the first half. Emi Buendia, but he's had to be sacrificed in order to get another centre-back onto the pitch here. So on comes Tyrone Mings. Dean Smith acknowledging Buendia almost and saying, look, you were unlucky to come off, but we need another centre-back on. And that's Aston Villa's second substitution. Obviously had to bring off Jacob Ramsey in the first half. The young midfielder twists his ankle, but Buendia is heading straight to the dressing room for Aston Villa. I think frustration for the Argentine there. As Watkins looks to pressure Kurt Zouma, and it's a throw in for Aston Villa, level with the West Ham penalty area. It's going to be such hard work now for Villa if they are to put this run of defeats behind them. There'll be a long throw in for Matty Cash. Tyrone Mings has gone up there, as has Courtney Howes. Is this a chance for Villa to fight back? Matty Cash, long throw in towards the heart of the penalty area. It won't fall for a Villa man, and Pablo Fornals will get it clear. Ashley Young tidies up and back to Martinez. Martinez launches the ball forward now, looking for Leon Bailey, and he challenges Ben Johnson, but it'll only fall to Souček. And now West Ham can counter-attack again. Back to Fornals. Cresswell. Benrahma. Cash quickly out to him. Cresswell and Benrahma combining again, but Fornals now gets in behind, and it's lovely control from Fornals. Can't find Benrahma, who's running beyond him, but he'll come now to Declan Rice. Thomas Souček, chance to strike. Still with Souček, and the block from Matty Cash sends the ball out for a West Ham corner kick. 55 minutes gone. If you're just joining us, West Ham lead 2-1, and Aston Villa's Ezri Konda had just been sent off for denying Jared Bowen a goal-scoring opportunity. Pablo Fornals now to deliver the corner from the left-hand side, an in-swinger. And it'll come in towards the near post, headed away by Watkins. Benrahma couldn't get on the end of it. Cresswell now back to Johnson. Aaron Cresswell looks down the line to Fornals. Fornals cutting back inside, finding Souček. Souček got space in front of him, wants to have a shot, and he will have a shot, Thomas Souček, and it flies over the bar from the Czech Republic midfielder. Had plenty of space in front of him if he wanted to even advance any further, but he chose to take on the strike, and it sailed over the crossbar. And it has to say, West Ham's away record when leading at half-time since way back in December 2017, it has been fantastic. 15 games they've led at half-time away from home. They've won 12 of them, drawn 3, have not lost in the Premier League since December 2017 when they have been winning at half-time. Bailey. Watkins. Watkins now trying to get the ball to Bailey, and it'll be a Aston Villa throw-in as they try to make something of it. Target now. Asking for movement ahead of him because he hasn't been able to throw the ball yet. I think Villa fans growing frustrated as well by seeing that Target did not have anyone to throw to there, and it's gone out for a throw-in to Aston Villa. Matty Cash to launch this one from the left-hand side, coming over across to make the chance. It's a flatter delivery than Bailey was producing in the first half, and here comes Cash again. Launch it towards the far post. Up goes Hawes. Souček wins the header. Hawes again. It'll fall to Tyrone Mings. Mings now. McGinn chips it in. Watkins off the bar! And it's cleared away by Ogbonna, but what a chance for Aston Villa to equalise. Cleared away, and it's just about dealt with by Matt Target, but West Ham survive a scare there big time. Ollie Watkins with the chance to equalise, and his headers comes off the crossbar. Ashley Young can't get past Said Benrahma, but what a chance for Ollie Watkins and Aston Villa. John McGinn dinked it in. Watkins may well feel he should have scored. In fact, it's a brilliant save from Lucas Fabianski. That is a sensational stop from the West Ham number 1. Be a long throw in again. Caused so much trouble, that one. They're very difficult to defend long throw-ins, and here it comes again from Cash, looping towards Mings, headed away. Nakamba. Now to Bailey. Bailey cutting back outside Bowen. Trying to get past Bowen. Here's Nakamba. Can he get the cross in? He can. It was a good one as well. Ogbonna deals with it. Zuma away. Declan Rice. Now looking forward towards Fornals. Can he get there before Target? He can't. And it's good defending from Matt Target because it needed to be. Otherwise, West Ham were in there with Ben Rama and Antonio. But what a save that was from Lucas Fabianski to deny Ollie Watkins a second goal. Zuma. Rice. Ogbonna now over to Kurt Zuma. Declan Rice again. It's been everywhere today. I think as well, you see it for England all the time, and particularly in the Euros as well. He was magnificent, Declan Rice, throughout. Zuma. Souček back to Zuma and over to Ogbonna. Declan Rice. Side Ben Rama. Aaron Cresswell. Ben Rama again. Souček. Zuma to his right-hand side. First time pass into Pablo Fornals. Bowen. Can he give it back to Fornals? The space opening up inside the penalty area, but Bowen trying to wrestle with Matt Tired and gives away the free kick. And that was a waste from Jared Bowen, really. He had Ben Johnson outside of him and Pablo Fornals on the inside, but chose neither option. We're just looking again at the Fabianski save from Ollie Watkins. That is magnificent from Lucas Fabianski. Because that's in. In and all the way from Ollie Watkins, but that's a brilliant stop from Lucas Fabianski. I'm sure West Ham fans will be delighted with his recent retirement from international football. As the ball is poked out of play by Watkins, he was looking for Bailey, but it didn't come off as we tick past the hour mark here at Villa Park. If you're just joining us on the commentary hub, it's Aston Villa 1, West Ham 2. Ben Johnson with his first Premier League goal of the season. After 7 minutes, Ollie Watkins equalised after 34 before Declan Rice's long-range strike put West Ham back in front. And 5 minutes into the second half, Ezri Konsa was sent off for denying Jared Bowen a goal-scoring opportunity. Which means there's plenty of work for Aston Villa to do if they are to stop their slump of recent defeats. Nakamba latches onto the loose ball in midfield after his poor control by Souček. Leon Bailey looking towards the far side. Matty Cash coming in. Aaron Cresswell, good defending, and Ben Rama can tidy up. Antonio tees it off to Ben Rama, but that's good defending from Nakamba. Defending from the front, it's a free kick to Aston Villa. Won by Ashley Young on the far side. Chance to swing the ball into the penalty area. They've got to make these opportunities count, Aston Villa. All set pieces when you're down to 10 men are so important. Tyrone Mings going forward. He's taken over the captain's armband from John McGinn. For West Ham, they've been so good at set pieces under David Moyes. Can they defend this one? Be an outswinger from Ashley Young. It's a one-man wall for West Ham. Ben Rama. Plenty of height in there for both sides in order to defend and attack. Ashley Young with the delivery. It's deep towards the far post. Bailey was there and it came off Johnson. Bowen was first to it and launched it downfield, and it won't go out of play. It'll come through to target, and Aston Villa will look to relaunch again. McGinn, that's a poor control. Pablo Fornals has played it through, but that's good positional play by Martinez. Otherwise Antonio would have been through. Fornals Benrahma wants it on the far side. Fornals has spotted him and out to the Algerian winger now. Great control by Saeed Benrahma. Aaron Cresswell goes beyond him. Benrahma back to Declan Rice. Aaron Cresswell pointing where he wants Benrahma to go. Back to Rice. Rice advances. Cresswell can't get it to Rice, and it's gone out for a throw into Aston Villa. It's so strange when you see teams go down to 10 men sometimes. It can be difficult for the team with 11 men to find a bit of space, and that's happening for West Ham at the moment. Aston Villa have created their best chance since the equaliser while down to 10 men. Souček gives away another free kick. It's been a frustrating afternoon at times. Martinez has come all the way to the halfway line to take this free kick. Manuel Lanzini preparing to come on for West Ham. Martinez launching it forward from the halfway line towards Konza. Mings coming in behind him, and it'll be cleared away by Ogbonna. In fact, it's offside against Tyrone Mings. I give West Ham the chance to make the substitution, and they are. And it's Saeed Benrahma who's being replaced. Gained an assist for Declan Rice's goal, but will play no further part. Saeed Benrahma today. As on comes Manuel Lanzini. Only goals so far this season for the Argentine came in the EFL Cup win against Manchester United at Old Trafford. Of course, scored West Ham's goal of the season against Tottenham last year when they were 3-0 down with less than 10 minutes to go and pulled out a stunning 3-3 draw. Bonner now to Declan Rice. Lanzini. Ogbonna now to Zuma. It's a poor pass behind Johnson, but he's quick enough to gather it. Zuma again, just playing it across the back line. Ogbonna. Rice again, drops in when they're out of possession at time or in possession at times into a back three and does it so effectively. Fornals, can he get the cut back? He can't. It'll fall now to Young, who chops the ball away to Ollie Watkins. Took it under control really well. And here's McGinn looking for Ashley Young over the top, but you would imagine Cresswell will get there first, and he has done. It's really good control from Aaron Cresswell. Declan Rice. Lanzini. Souček. West Ham just trying to get control of the ball that they haven't really had since Ezri Konsa's red card about 15 minutes ago. Zuma. Rice. Cresswell. Lanzini down the left-hand side, cutting inside to find Antonio. Gives it back to Rice. Cresswell again. Zuma. Ogbonna. Zipped ball, and now here's Lanzini with the cutback. It's beyond Antonio. Bailey tries to collect it, but now he'll fall to Bowen inside the penalty area. Bowen now can't get the cross in, but it's blocked away by Matt Targett. And it will go out for a corner kick to Aston Villa. Souček in there, Ogbonna, Zuma as well, Rice, Antonio, of course. Bowen to deliver an in-swinger from the right-hand side. In it goes. Headed away by Courtney Howes. It'll fall to Lanzini. And he went for the spectacular again. In fact, it might even be a free kick. And it is. He went for the volley and Ashley Young caught him as he took the shot. So it will be a free kick to West Ham, about 20 yards out here. Eyes only for the ball from Ashley Young, as was Lanzini's, and it's unfortunate. Young only going for the ball. Lanzini got there first, but then Young came through and clashed with the Argentine, and Young can't quite believe he's given away that set piece. But it's a very presentable opportunity here for West Ham. He'd even go as far as to say if you could pick up a ball and put it on a blade of grass on the football pitch to take a free kick, it would probably be not too far from here. Declan Rice is eyeing it up, as is Aaron Cresswell. This one's more of a right-footed strike. John McGinn's lying down behind the Aston Villa wall, so imagine the aim will be up and over. Here comes Declan Rice. It's around the wall. That's a very good save from Emi Martinez. Declan Rice thought he caught out the Villa shot-stopper there, but it was a very good save from Declan Rice. Went round Mikel Antonio. Emiliano Martinez kept his concentration and kept the ball out of the net. Another corner to West Ham. In it comes again from Bowen. The in-swinger towards the far post. Will it fall again to Fornals over the bar? But it took a deflection on its way there off Bailey. And Bowen, third corner in quick succession from the right-hand side for West Ham. Bowen, in-swinger towards the far post. Beyond everybody, and harmlessly out. Well, in fact, it doesn't. It hits the corner flag and stays in. And John McGinn can now play it to Matty Cash. Can he get away? No, he can't. He's been tackled. But it's a foul for Aston Villa. It looked all for all the world. That ball was going out of play from Jared Bowen's corner, but it hit the far post and stayed in play. And John McGinn did very well. I'm just seeing again the red card for Ezri Konsa. Jared Bowen is onside as he collects the ball. Just seeing Fornals, he was clearly hurt from the clash from Courtney Howes, and I think Ezri Konsa can possibly count himself a little bit unlucky, to be honest, with Bowen going away from goal and it being on his weaker foot. But Aston Villa have responded well to the red card, it has to be said. And here come West Ham. Souček, Lanzini. Cunning inside, giving it to Fornals. Chipping it over to the far post. Bowen's onside. Can't get it back to Antonio first time. Bowen again. Sweeps it into the arms of Emi Martinez. Fornals with the delightful ball. Bowen did the right thing looking for Antonio first time. Came to him on his left foot the second opportunity, and it was calm and well collected by Emi Martinez. The ball is sent downfield now. Bowen leaves it for Souček. Souček to Ogbonna. Sweeps it forward looking for Antonio, who hasn't received much service at all today, Mikel Antonio. Tyrone Mings. Just under 20 minutes to go here at Villa Park. It's Aston Villa 1, West Ham United 2. 10-man Aston Villa 1, West Ham United 2, it has to be said. Goals in the first half for West Ham from Ben Johnson and Declan Rice. Equaliser for Villa through Ollie Watkins before Ezri Konsa's red card. We're seeing the third and final change for Aston Villa here. Leon Bailey, who has had a difficult afternoon up against Ben Johnson, is coming off, and Anwar El Ghazi is coming on for the hosts. Had a brilliant season last year. 10 goals in 28 appearances in the Premier League for the Dutchman last year. Leon Bailey's first Premier League start ends after 72 minutes. Matty Cash with another long throw here for Aston Villa. He's got plenty to aim for. In it goes, the looping delivery. It doesn't actually make the penalty area. It's headed away by Rice. Target back in. Towards Mings. Watkins collects it well and Bowen clears it away. Target now back out to El Ghazi. It's gone past Nakamba. It'll fall to Matty Cash. Can he get a shot away? He can, but it was never going to trouble Lucas Fabianski. Second long-range effort from Cash today, and neither caused Fabianski any trouble in the West Ham goal. Cash now forward looking for Watkins. He's working so hard up against Ogbonna and Zuma. Souček clears it away. And now Young looks for Nakamba. Rice will try and clean up, and under pressure from Nakamba, he wins the throw-in for West Ham, level with their own penalty area. Intriguing 17 minutes or so to go until stoppage time. Dean Smith wondering what he can do to change things now. He has played all of his cards. His 3 substitutions have been made. Ashley Young for Jacob Ramsey in the first half. Then Tyrone Mings coming on for Emi Buendia when they went down to 10 men following Ezri Konsa's red card. And final sub, Leon Bailey leaving the pitch to be replaced with Anwar El Ghazi, who is Aston Villa's penalty taker when he is on the pitch. Only goals so far this season. One of them was from the spot against Newcastle. The only other 2 goals from El Ghazi this year went the EFL Cup against Barrow in a 6-0 win. Johnson, lovely control. Now up against El Ghazi and looks downfield. Has it stayed in play? It has, headed up by Target. Mings just about keeps it in play and then goes for the follow-up. Souček was in the middle of a challenge there, and Mings battling for it again. Johnson, Bowen takes under control well. Target hasn't given away the free kick. Nakamba. Villa need to start committing men forward. Nakamba drives forward, but that's a poor pass behind Matty Cash. It's a gift of a throw into West Ham. Did so well there, Nakamba, but the pass was behind Matty Cash as he bombarded forward into the West Ham half. Just seeing Thomas Souček down here, such an important member for West Ham. And they haven't made a change yet, the visit. Well, they have made 1 change so far, the visitors. Sai Benrahma, of course, going off to be replaced by Manuel Lanzini. But this would be a blow for David Moyes if he was to lose Thomas Souček. Mark Noble just getting warmed up. Moyes just having a word with Antonio. Hasn't been his day so far. I emphasize so far because he has had a lot of good days this season, Mikel Antonio. But it's just an interesting one for David Moyes to think about because they, of course, have got Genk in the Europa League on Thursday. And if West Ham win that game, they've pretty much gone through as group winners, given their excellent start and given their superiority over the other teams in the group. In fact, if they win that game against Genk, they will go through as group winners if the other game between Dinamo Zagreb and Rapid Vienna ends as a draw. El Ghazi can't get the cross in. Target now. Gets past Bowen. Nakamba looking for a target again, but it's been cut out. And now Declan Rice can sweep it out to Lanzini. Fornals looking for Cresswell. And again, they've lost the ball, West Ham. They have not been good against the 10 men here. Mings. Howes coming forward now, taking over the right centre-back's slot after the absence of Ezri Konsa. Now there's the ball forward towards Antonio. Can he get there before McGinn? That's brilliant defending from John McGinn. And now sends it forward again, just trying to get Aston Villa further the pitch. Young can't take it under control. Declan Rice gets there after the challenge from Cresswell. Ogbonna. Souček. Rice again. Lanzini coming deep to pick up the ball. Looking forward if he can get it there, but Souček takes over and gives the pass to Cresswell. Looking for Souček again, but Howes sends it forward. It's a long ball looking for Watkins. Ogbonna has to deal with it. Sends it forward, and Ashley Young very nearly got on the end of that, and that would have caused problems for West Ham. But now Fornals looks for Johnson on the near side. It's a poor pass. It's a poor clearance then from target, and Nakamba goes in for the challenge. There's a 50-50 between Fornals and Nakamba, and there's Soafters here. Bowen checking that Fornals is okay. Tyrone Mings is not happy with the challenge. Chris Kavanagh has gone to his pocket. It looks like being a yellow card. Ashley Young saying that it was not a good challenge from the Spanish international. Yellow card is out from Chris Kavanagh. Declan Rice pleading the case for Fornals as well. Kavanagh just having a word in his ear as well, just to check it is a yellow card for Pablo Fornals. I say yellow card pending VAR review. Yellow card for Jared Bowen as well for his part in the aftermath. Target played it forward. It's a 50-50 between Nakamba and Fornals. McGinn was not happy, and Lanzini came across as well. Bowen then pushes McGinn to the ground. That's what's earned him a yellow card. We'll wait and see if Nakamba's okay to continue after the challenge. Third yellow card of the season for Pablo Fornals. It's 5 yellow cards that earn a suspension. It doesn't appear that there's any sort of check going on for a VAR review. Yellow card for John McGinn as well. It's his 4th of the campaign, so he's perilously close to suspension. John McGinn, he is very important for Aston Villa. Finally, we're just seeing Jared Bowen, who's earned his first booking of the campaign. So no review for a red card for Pablo Fornals. Dean Smith is just asking why. Being told by David Coote for the reasoning behind it. Martinez just get play underway. Just over 10 minutes to go at Villa Park. Still Aston Villa 1, West Ham United 2. Declan Rice clearing it away from the attentions of Ollie Watkins. Antonio gets the flick on, and now Jared Bowen could be away here for West Ham. He's got Fornals in support. Jared Bowen through on goal. It's Jared Bowen. It's a brilliant save. It's Fornals! It's a 3rd for West Ham, and Pablo Fornals has surely sealed the 3 points. West Ham charge over to their fans to celebrate, and the Spaniard who was involved in the controversy just a moment ago has surely sealed the victory on the road yet again. A breakaway goal from West Ham to seal the 3 points. Pablo Fornals with his 3rd Premier League goal of the season. Jared Bowen's shot was saved by Emi Martinez, but he couldn't push it far enough away. And Fornals did the simple job of tapping it in from close range. Young tried to clear the danger, but he couldn't do so. And with less than 10 minutes to play, surely now David Moyes has taken his team level on points with Manchester City. Aston Villa 1, West Ham United 3. It's been a very good start to the campaign for Pablo Fornals. Goals against Leicester, Crystal Palace, and now Aston Villa. And Dean Smith must now surely think that's up for his side today. A 4th defeat in a row is pending. Equals their worst run of defeat since returning to the Premier League in 2019. West Ham also on course for their 3rd consecutive win against Aston Villa in the Premier League, and that would be the first time they've won 3 in a row against the Villains in the top flight since 1967. West Ham are in a very good moment, both on and off the pitch. I'm sure for West Ham fans, it's been a long time since they've been able to say that, but the good times look like they're coming back under David Moyes. Let's not forget, they knocked Manchester City out of the Carabao Cup in midweek. On a penalty shootout, winning 5-3 after drawing 0-0 in 90 minutes. Fantastic result for West Ham, who play Tottenham in the quarterfinals in mid-December. Moyes as well, it's set to be the 11th game that he's unbeaten against Aston Villa in a row. And with Liverpool coming up next week as well, they must be savouring that after Liverpool's result yesterday when they dropped a 2-goal lead against Brighton at Anfield. Liverpool was so comfortable in that game, but Brighton fought back. An excellent footballing side under Graham Potter, but fought back from a 2-goal deficit early on to earn a deserved draw at Anfield. But this is West Ham's moment, and they are going to go level on points with Manchester City in the top 4. It's been a brilliant start to the campaign from the Hammers. Getting goal contributions all over the pitch as well. Cresswell. Fornals. Be interesting to hear from Dean Smith whether he feels that Fornals should have been on the pitch to score the goal or not. Cresswell. Fornals now looking for Antonio. First bit of space for Mikel Antonio today. Going towards the penalty area. Can he tee in Manuel Lanzini? He can. He lays it square for Bowen. It's 4. West Ham have ran riot at Villa Park this afternoon. And Jared Bowen has made it 4 for the Hammers on the road. Such unselfish play from Manuel Lanzini, who looked like he was going to take the opportunity himself. But the Argentine, after being put through by Mikel Antonio, squared it for Jared Bowen. And it's Aston Villa 1, West Ham United 4. He's deserved that, Jared Bowen. He's been excellent this afternoon. And it's a brilliant display from West Ham on the road yet again. The Hammers really are flying at the moment, both domestically and abroad. They're on for a club record of 5 consecutive away victories in all competitions to equal the record set in 2017, or 2007 rather. And they are now surely going unbeaten in the Premier League on the road for 8 games, which is a club record. 5 minutes to go at Villa Park. Aston Villa 1, 10-man Aston Villa 1, West Ham United 4. It has been a brilliant display from West Ham, who are such a dangerous side this season. The composure all over the pitch as well, from an experienced centre-back pairing to exciting talent in midfield and a potent strike force. There's plenty to be excited about if you're a West Ham fan at the moment. As the Villa fans start to leave Villa Park, a lot of them have seen enough. And you do start to wonder if there could be a question or two about the future of Dean Smith after 4 defeats in a row in the Premier League. Defeat against Chelsea in the Carabao Cup on penalties as well. It's a team that has been heavily invested in. You look at Leon Bailey, Emi Buendia, Martinez as well, the goalkeeper, Tyrone Mings, Douglas Luiz, Marvelous Nakamba. The list goes on, really. Even players that have left the club, such as Wesley. Do West Ham want to add any more, though? That's the question. Antonio goes down under a challenge from Konza. Here's Jared Bowen. Gets the ball inside the penalty area, but he's been wrestled off it by Courtney Howes. Here's Antonio. West Ham keeping the ball, and it's a free kick. Antonio's won the free kick off Marvelous Nakamba. About 25 yards out. But West Ham really are turning the screw on Dean Smith's side here. Plenty of people that want to take it. Aaron Cresswell, Jared Bowen, Lanzini's taken the ball. Made a very good impression since coming off the bench. He's eyeing this one up. Manuel Lanzini, can he beat his Argentinian counterpart? Emi Martinez, about 25 yards out. The whistle goes. Manuel Lanzini. Right-footed. It's over the wall. It's gone the other way, and it's just whistled past the top corner. Fooled everyone there. Manuel Lanzini looking like he was going to go for the near post, but he went for the far. Martinez moved, and if it's on target, it's in. Such an important game for Aston Villa coming up next week at Southampton before the international break. They are perilously close to the bottom three. As I said, for a team that has received heavy investment, this has been a very poor start to the season. But for West Ham, they just keep on going from strength to strength, really. "88 minutes gone, Aston Villa down to 10 men, 1. West Ham United 4. Ben Johnson got it started in the first half. Ollie Watkins temporarily drew Aston Villa level before Declan Rice put them back in front before the break. Ezri Konsa then sent off for denying Jared Bowen a goal-scoring opportunity before Bowen's shot was saved, leading Fornals to follow in and make it 3, and then Bowen himself capped off an eventful afternoon by making it 4 after the pass from Manuel Lanzini. And you have to say it's thoroughly deserved, this from West Ham, who are taking advantage of slip-ups from Liverpool and Manchester City yesterday. "20 goals for the season now for West Ham, and that's as many as Manchester City as well. As we tick towards the 90th minute, Dean Smith, I'm sure, will be hoping for as little as possible, wanting to get in and give his players a penny for their thoughts. As Watkins wins the header against Ogbonna. Again, it's been a very good partnership between him and Kurt Zouma today. Ogbonna fouling Ashley Young on the far side. 15 seconds to go until stoppage time, and West Ham making their final change. Nikola Vlasic coming on, the Croatian midfielder, for Jared Bowen. Brilliant display yet again from him today. Goal and an assist, and a big part in the red card as well. And a welcome return for Vladimir Sufal coming on for Pablo Fornals. So 2 of West Ham's 4 goal scorers today getting a well-earned break as we clock into stoppage time. There'll be 4 minutes of it. The ball goes forward into the West Ham box. El Ghazi. Rare touch for him since coming on. He'll go towards Watkins. Headed away only as far as Matty Cash, and he's been tackled by Declan Rice. Nakamba now back to Matt Targett. Target forward looking for Tyrone Mings, who's just gone up into the penalty area. Mings, can he get the touch away? Declan Rice does so well to take the ball under control and find Cresswell, and now Ogbonna just clears it downfield looking for Antonio in a battle with Matt Targett again. It's a poor header. Will Targett deal with it? He just about does. In fact, Sufal's now onto it. The West Ham want a 5th here. Vlasic. Sufal now back to Cresswell. They're just taking their time now, West Ham. They know the job is done and any more goals are a bonus. Souček. Fornals, who was superb and before being replaced by Vladimir Sofal. Ogbonna now receiving the ball off Zouma, who just got clattered by Ollie Watkins. Ogbonna to Thomas Souček. Ben Johnson, another brilliant display. You know, it's a welcome return for Vladimir Sufal, but Ben Johnson certainly hasn't put a foot wrong in terms of his place in the team. Vlasic to Cresswell. Declan Rice. Lanzini. Rice again. Still with Declan Rice. Receiving the ball back from Antonio. It's interesting that 4 goals today and not a single goal or an assist for Mikel Antonio, but he certainly played his part in the 4th goal for West Ham. It's been difficult for him in terms of the service, but he's just such an effective player in so many parts of his game as well. Soufal getting a touch on the ball back to Zuma. Vlasic coming deep to collect. And now Lanzini. Antonio out to Declan Rice, trying to maybe force the play and look for a fifth. There was the ball, but collected well by Martinez. And Aston Villa nearly put out of their misery here. It will be very shortly as we, in the final minute of stoppage time. Another sensational game in particular for Declan Rice. He has been fantastic today. For club and country, he's on top form at the moment. And both West Ham and England fans will be hoping that continues for a long time yet, of course. There will be speculation about his future. There was in the summer and there will continue to be. But wherever he ends up in the next year or so, Declan Rice, they have got a sensational midfield player. Could do so much with the ball, carry it, defend, attack. And he's helped West Ham to win 4-1 today as the final whistle goes at Villa Park. A thumping win on the road for David Moyes' side, who go level on points with Manchester City in the top 4. The rout began when Ben Johnson unleashed a left-footed drive past Emi Martinez after being set up by Declan Rice on the far side. Aston Villa temporarily drew themselves level with Ollie Watkins' equaliser after good work by Emi Buendia. But then Declan Rice himself put West Ham 2-1 up with a lovely low drive in off the post from 25 yards. Into the second half, Ezri Konsa was sent off for denying Jared Bowen a clear goal-scoring opportunity. But Aston Villa responded well after the red card. Lucas Fabianski had to deny Ollie Watkins a certain equaliser with a wonderful save onto the bar. But then in the final 10 minutes, West Ham took control. Pablo Fornals, who stayed on the pitch after a clash with Marvellous Nakamba, made it 3-1 after a tap-in following Jared Bowen's shot that was saved by Emi Martinez before Bowen himself made it 4. Manuel Lanzini was played through by Mikel Antonio, but instead of shooting, he teed it up unselfishly for Jared Bowen to make it 4. A great way to end the weekend for those Hammers fans. A 4-goal win on the road. And it's finished 10-man Aston Villa 1, West Ham United 4.
Thank you very much to Chris Coughlin for excellent coverage today. And before we wrap up the show today, just going to get one thing out of Chris for the minute. And Chris, I think you know what question I'm about to ask my friend. And Chris, the question I'm about to ask you is, who was your player of the match, which is sponsored by commentary services? Who was the standout player for you from I'll probably say you're probably picking a West Ham player. So who was your standout man of the match performer today, or player of the match performer today, Chris, which is sponsored by the brilliant commentary services?
I think you could tell throughout my commentary I am a very big fan of Declan Rice, and for good reasons. He is just a sensational midfielder again today. He's just on top form. You can tell everything he does just oozes confidence at the moment. His awareness to find Ben Johnson for the first goal and his confidence to take on the strike for the second goal as well for West Ham. And just all over the pitch today. He was absolutely magnificent throughout. So it'll come as no surprise to anybody listening in that my player of the match, my man of the match, is Declan Rice.
Yes, and a good choice for player of the match there as well, Chris. And I saw a comment earlier on which was by Mike regarding Declan Rice. Was so while it was half time, but didn't get a chance to read it out, which I want to read out now, Chris, and get your thoughts on this. And Mike is saying, he and this is what Mike said. He says, Declan Rice is such a fantastic player, so good at the Euros alongside Calvin Phillips, and he's only going to get better. Remember, he's only 22 as well. He's going to be a mainstay in the England setup for such a long, long time. And Chris, and you saw how good is one of the best holding midfielders in the Premier League at the moment, and then what you saw where he did the Euros alongside Calvin Phillips of Leeds United, and how he's performed this season for West Ham. Mike thinks he's such a fantastic player, and he's going to just get better and better and better, and he's going to be a mainstay in the England side and set up for a long, long time. Would you agree with that statement that he's going to be in the England setup for such a long, long time, and how well he's been performing since the Euros and during the Euros as well?
I think he is spectacular. I think Declan Rice is. I think he's got the potential to be a once in a generation midfielder. To be honest with you, Russ, I think he is that good. We talk about Steven Gerrard, we talk about Frank Lampard, we talk about Paul Scholes in terms of those England midfielders, and I really do think that Declan Rice has the potential to be that good. I think to some people he may already be that good when we look at what Gerrard, Lampard, Scholes, what they were like at Declan Rice's age. And it is very scary to think that he's only 22 years old, given how composed he is, given how intelligent he is with the football, given what he can do. He can shoot, he can pass, he can drive forwards with the ball. His ball carrying is exceptional. And I think we're very lucky to have a player as good as Declan Rice in the England setup. And long may it continue.
You as well, and just some other results from earlier today in the Premier League. Norwich City lost 2-1 to Leeds United. In Premier League 2 under-23s action today finished Southampton 4, Aston Villa 0 in the under-23s Premier League 2. So a bad day at the office for both Aston Villa sides in action today. In the Women's Championship, it finished Durham 1, London City Lionesses 0. Liverpool 2 lose 0. Blackburn 3, Coventry United 2. Charlton 0, Sunderland 1. Watford 2, Crystal Palace 2. And Bristol City 5, Sheffield United 1. In the Women's FA Cup, I told you earlier that it was 3-0 to Chelsea over Manchester City. And what I can tell you as well, in the match which is on TV, currently being played right now, Arsenal are currently leading by 3-0 over Brighton, thanks to Kim Little, Beth Mead and Leah Williamson on the score sheet for England. In the Euro Under-17 qualifying campaign, Lithuania lost 4-1 to Latvia. In French League 1, as I mentioned earlier, the scores, as I mentioned earlier, for anyone just tuning in right now, Angers 1, Nice 2, Bordeaux 3, Reims 2, Montpellier 2, Nantes 0, Strasbourg 4, Lorient 0, Troyes 2, Rennes 2, Brest 2, Monaco 0, Clermont take on Marseille at 7:45 this evening. In the Bundesliga, both will finish now. Augsburg 4, Stuttgart 1, and Borussia Mönchengladbach 2, VfL Bochum 1 is another result there. Italian Serie A is finished into 2, Udinese 0, Fiorentina 3, Spezia 0, Genoa 0, Venice 0, Sassuolo 1, Empoli 2, Salentina are currently trailing by a goal to against Napoli. AS Roma are take on AC Milan at 7:45 this evening. In the Scottish Premiership from earlier, Motherwell 1, Rangers 6, Keyboard Roof on target there, as to where James Tavernier. If earlier in La Liga finished Cadiz 1, Real Mallorca 1, and Atletico Madrid 3, Real Betis 0 Getafe taking on Espanyol right now. That is currently a 1-1 with a game later to come in La Liga that is from, and that is between, should I say, Real Sociedad taking on Athletic Bilbao. In the MLS in America, DC United beat Columbus, lost to Columbus Crew by 3-1. FC Dallas beat Austin by 2-1. And Minnesota United, I told you at half time they were trailing by a goal. They were losing 1-0 early on in that game through shouting after 8 minutes, but turning around thanks to Fragapana and Leinster in the first half. Currently played 6-7 minutes there. They're going to lead 2-1 against Sporting Kansas City. Houston Dynamo take on Colorado Rapids at 7 o'clock. And at 8 o'clock is Orlando City versus Nashville. And there's a game on later on this evening too. As well in the MLS between Philadelphia Union and FC Cincinnati. That's at 11:30 this evening. So just before we do wrap up then, and some news I mentioned earlier, we just say a very good, let's say very hello to Peter Twig all the way in Australia, Melbourne, Australia, tuning in to us today. Hopefully doing okay, Peter Twig. And I've just seen this stat here, Chris, which I'll get your thoughts on in a moment. West Ham United have picked up 20 points after 10 matches this season, won 6, drawn 2, lost 2, converting to only to 3 points per win all time. Only in 1975-76 they had more points at this stage of a top flight campaign in 20 with 21 points after this amount of matches. Crystal, what do you make to that news there, and how good do you reckon this West Ham side is under the stewardship of David Moyes?
I think it shows how well their start of the season has been. They've had a brilliant start, West Ham, all over the pitch. They've had goal scorers all over the pitch. They've had superb performances all over the pitch. The likes of Ogbonna, he's mid-30s now, but they have enough quality to rotate him in the cup games as well. It's a very tough run coming up for them. They've got Liverpool at home next, and then in a few games' time, Manchester City away, then Chelsea and Arsenal coming up as well. So you feel that in the period coming up to Christmas is when we will know what this West Ham side are fully about. And of course, they'll want to get through in the Europa League as quick as possible. And if they beat Genk, they will do that. If they beat Genk, they've almost guaranteed going through as group winners, which would be brilliant for them. It'd give them a chance to rotate, give a chance to give youngsters a few opportunities in the final group games with no pressure. But for it to be West Ham's best Premier League total after 10 games of a season just shows that David Moyes really is doing well. He understands his squad. They understand him. And it's been a fantastic start to the season for West Ham. They are a very, very good side this season.
Yes, and obviously, Chris, there's talks that West Ham could go and break into the top 4 this season. And after what you've just seen there today, Chris, do you reckon there could be a chance of that from what you've seen this afternoon of West Ham? Could they break into the top 4? Let's say someone like I know they won yesterday, but someone say like a Manchester United who are fading away at the moment.
They've got an opportunity, of course. They have. I think there's a few teams like that. I think United's win last week, last night rather, was needed. You see with them changing to the 2 up front, will that suit Ronaldo more? Quite possibly, not having to press as much. But for West Ham, I think if you ask David Moyes that, I think he will literally say it's about every game at a time. It's about taking each game as it comes, step by step. And West Ham should have been in the top 4 last season. They missed out it was a very tight end to the season. They just missed out. And they'll feel that they have a chance, and it's about consistency. And if they remain consistent, then they've got every chance of doing so.
Yes, absolutely, Chris. And just one final one, just before we do let you go. Just a lot of people, me and JB touched on it last week in the game between Man United and Liverpool about Mo Salah. We were thinking he's the best player in the world right now. There were talks of Messi before that and Cristiano Ronaldo. And I said obviously up there just behind Mo Salah at the moment. For me, is Rafinha, and I went to JB. And to the listeners, I'm not just saying that because I'm a Leeds fan, but I think that could be the case. Rafinha just behind Mo Salah, but Salah just out edge, and maybe in the next 4 or 5 years, Rafinha may overtake Salah. But do you think right now, Salah is the best in the world from what you've seen over the past few seasons, especially this season plus last couple of seasons as well?
Absolutely, absolutely. For me, Mo Salah is the best player in the world at the moment. Even yesterday, yes, his goal scoring run came to an end, but an assist for Jordan Henderson. I have to say, I think Kukurea played very, very well yesterday in limiting Mo Salah. But Salah, nevertheless, over the last month or so, you have seen what he's about. It's almost like he's gone up another level. His pace seems to have increased, which is incredible. Um, he feels much more clinical than he has been, and for me, he is he's approaching his 30th birthday, but it feels like he's reaching his prime. And at the moment, it really does feel like he is the best player in the world at the moment. I've said that if I think the Ballon d'Or is going to be based over the last 2 years, I think Robert Lewandowski will win it. If it's based off right now, because obviously the voting is finished, but if it's based off right now, I think Mo Salah will win it. But we'll wait and see.
Yes, that we will. Chris has started to get your opinion on that. So, like I mentioned earlier in your day job, you do cover the Liverpool and Everton. And just a quick one then, Chris, looking ahead to Everton this weekend, they've got Wolves tomorrow. Obviously, last week lost to Watford, and now they've got to try and bounce back. And when I say lost to Watford, I don't just mean lost like 1-0 or 2-1. They were actually got beat quite heavily against Watford last week. Looking at tomorrow then, and what Wolves got a point at Ellen Road last week, do you feel like Everton could cause Wolves a few problems, or do you reckon Wolves could end up winning Palin? Because I've seen a bit of rumours in the past couple of weeks that pressure, if they don't start picking up points again, Everton in the near future, then pressure could be on Rafa Benitez. Do you feel about the pressure? Maybe still could be on Rafa if they lose this one as well tomorrow.
I don't think so. You have to remember that Everton have had a lot of injuries this season. They remain without Dominic Calvert-Lewin. They're without Abdoulaye Doucouré at the moment, two immensely important players for Everton, and it has been tough for them. But they've got Richarlison back now. I think he will start tomorrow night, probably in the place of Solomon Rondon. It has to be said. Everton fans have been growing frustrated with the Venezuelan striker. Well, Wolves, though, they've almost gone a little bit under the radar in terms of how they've done this season. Three wins in a row. Oh, sorry, it was 3 wins in a row prior to the win. So prior to the draw against Leeds at Ellen Road, and obviously that was a late draw with Rodrigo's equaliser. But I think it'd be tough for both teams in respect tomorrow. I think Wolves have started to find their feet, and I think Everton just need to get back to what they were doing at the start of the campaign, really, in terms of playing to their strengths, playing down the wings with Damari Gray, Andros Townsend, but Richarlison will give them a much better out ball than Rondon was giving them, and it'll be a very interesting game tomorrow night.
Yes, it will, Chris. And just to bring it back to the game we've just covered this afternoon, going into this evening, between Aston Villa and West Ham United. Just a quick one on Dean Smith. A lot of people say now, after that win for West Ham today, pressure could be on Dean Smith at Aston Villa. And if you look at him down near the bottom of the Premier League on 10 points, level on points with Leeds United after their win over Norwich earlier, and a couple of other teams that are down there as well. Do you think the pressure could be on Dean Smith if, say, if Aston Villa lose the next, so losing next week before the international break, and then lose after the international break, and so Leeds win the next couple of matches as well? Do you think the pressure could be really on Dean Smith, and Dean Smith could be facing the sack of Villa Park?
Yes, I think when you consider the investment at Aston Villa and the results and the performances, it hasn't gone well. And Dean Smith, he loves the club. It's a difficult situation for him. It's up to him to find a way to get themselves out of this rut. And the game at Southampton have been very good in recent weeks as well. It's a very tough game for both sides. Well, it's a very important game, rather, for both sides next week. And if they lose that going into the international break, I think decisions will have to be made at Aston Villa because something clearly won't be working. They are perilously close to the relegation zone. It's crazy to say that, really, when you look at the investment at Aston Villa. They're only 3 points above the bottom three now. So I don't like to say changes should be made. I don't think that's fair, given what Dean Smith has done for Aston Villa, but they need to improve and improve quickly. That's what I'll say.
Yes, and just to let people know, the Women's FA Cup semi-final, the other results are Arsenal beat Brighton by 3-0. So on 5th of December this year, Chelsea will take on Arsenal in the Women's FA Cup. That should be a cracking game, and hopefully we'll be able to bring you that on the channel with Nicholas Jones as well. Just another one who was under pressure recently as well. Chris is the man in the Norwich City. Daniel Farkley got up 2 years ago. We're going relegated back up again last season. Struggling again down on the bottom, yet to win Norwich City this season. Only win they've had is in the cup against Bournemouth, and then before that was in the friendlies against Gillingham. Before the game against Norwich, they lost 3 on the spin Newcastle away in a pre-season match. Liverpool at home, Man City at home, and then they've lost every other game bar 2, where they got a point against Burnley and a point against Brighton. So, do you think the pressure? Do you think that Farker has run his scores now in Norwich, and Norwich should be looking for a change?
Well, it's very interesting because he signed a new deal at the start of the season until 2025. So clearly, Norwich are happy with what he's doing at the club. It's not going well for them this season at all. I tipped them for relegation at the start of the campaign. I've seen nothing so far to make me change my mind on that. And they've got to learn. They've got to learn sooner rather than later. Otherwise, it could be a pretty limp exit from the Premier League, really being honest. I do struggle, with all due respect to Norwich, I struggle to see a team that they are able to beat. I know Newcastle potentially, with how bad they've been so far, but I would still expect Newcastle to beat Norwich when the two sides come up against each other. It's very tough for Norwich. I'm not sure how they get out of this, and I'm not really sure what the role is for Daniel Farker going forward if they go down to the Championship again, because something clearly is going right if they do have ambitions of staying in the Premier League, and they have made it clear that they do. Something somewhere will need to change, and Daniel Farker has got some time now to think about what to do to improve his side's fortunes.
Absolutely, Chris. Absolutely, my friend. So just let's wrap up then today's show. Brilliant win for West Ham United. Goals coming from Johnson, Rice, Fornals and Bowen. At the Watkins got constellation in the first half. For 10-man Aston Villa, we've got Ezra Konsa sent off in the second, all following a VAR review. A big thank you to Chris Coughlin for excellent coverage and commentary on the game today, and he's at the end of those with those questions. Hopefully, we'll bring you the match tomorrow in the Premier League as Wolves take on Everton, and then next weekend we'll hopefully bring you some of the FA Cup matches that are being played. This FA Cup round one begins next week, and we'll be probably covering. We're hopefully going to be covering every step of the way on the road to Wembley in the FA Cup this season. With the team at the Commentary Hub and our partner channels Storm FM, JB Sports, JR Football, and Commentary Hub 2, Twitter, Facebook, and Twitch as well. Thank you very much for listening. To those who have listened today, thank you very much as well from myself and from Chris and all the team here at the Commentary Hub. Thank you very much. Good night.